Hey, what's going on, meanies? This is the Mean Street Podcast. It's your buddy, Brandon Benefield, a.k.a. B-Double, if you will, alongside my brother from another mother, A-Bomb Too Sweet, Adam Howell.
That's right.
Man.
Hey.
So we're here. We got this new thing that we're going to do, a new series, if you will, and we're going to call it MSP Reviews.
That's right.
And you might be wondering, what is that?
What are we going to review?
So what we're going to review, anytime we go to a big show, a big wrestling show around town, we're going to come at you a few days later with our top 3 moments from that show.
And I will say, especially Southern Honor Wrestling, because we do call commentary for Southern Honor Wrestling, so that's going to be fresh on our minds. And one thing that we want to deliver to the SHW fans and just the independent wrestling fans in general is a gift of wrestling, right? On a weekly video format. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, so you can see these pop up in your notifications, so that we can keep those awesome stories that are being told in Canton, Georgia at Southern Honor Wrestling fresh on your mind.
That's right. And to start things out, just last week we got to go to SHW Road to Greatness. And first of all, let me just say it was such a phenomenal show, as are most of the SHW. All of the SHW shows are great. And we do just want to do the top 3 moments, but this was a hard one.
There were so many awesome moments.
So many moments. It was hard to narrow it down to just 3.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is go week by week for each of the top 3 moments. So this week we'll cover number 3.
So let me guess. Next week we're going to cover number 2. Mm-hmm. And then the next week, leading into Still Here, SHW's 1-year anniversary, we're going to be covering the top moment from Road to Greatness. Is that what you're saying?
The number 1 moment. That's what I'm saying.
So each moment will have its, each week will have its own moment.
Yeah, you could say that.
That was the greatest idea I've ever heard.
That's pretty good.
Man.
Good. So,
well, let's get started.
Let's start with number 3, and I think we could both agree.
Yes.
The number 3 moment, SHW Road to Greatness, was the debut of Ashton Starr's Pedi Party.
That's right. And I kind of jokingly referred to it in the SHW pre-show, where I said all of you guys, meaning the Mean Street crew, were there to see Road to Greatness. Not A-Bomb. A-Bomb was there to see the Pedi Party live.
Yeah.
And it did not disappoint. I'll tell you what. What do you think about these kind of interview segments, these talk show-like segments in pro wrestling?
You know what? I love it, because we've always said you want to have like a buffet of wrestling.
Of
a little bit of everything, and you want to have like a really athletic match here. You want to have an entertaining, funny segment here.
Yeah.
Just to mix things up, a little something for everybody. And something that SHW does not do a whole lot of, or are in-ring promos, or even backstage promos during the shows. You have Gary come to the ring and cut a promo about, whatever's happening that month. You might hear from AC Mack in the ring, who's the champion. But you never get to have a whole segment.
You have
like the Pedi Party,
a non-combat oriented, a non-wrestling segment at a wrestling show.
In the vein of like a Miz TV or Piper's Pit,
exactly,
or something like that.
So the lineage for these types of presentations are huge. Jericho had one. I forgot what it was called.
But he had the highlight reel.
Yeah, the highlight reel.
The Jerotron 5000. Or 3000,
so Piper's
whatever.
Pit, Miz TV. There's a long lineage of these things, and I'll tell you what, it's so awesome to see how the crowd reacted to it, because they were on their feet staring at the stage where it was taking place.
The anticipation, you could tell, was huge, because like when the first thing that happened was you saw the what'd you call them, extras for the Pedi Party? I don't know what you referred to them as.
So like the supporting cast.
The supporting cast of the Pedi Party were coming out to set up the whole stage with the throne, with the balloons, with the Pedi Plant. Pedimus, what was it?
Yeah, the Pedi Plant is it's the binomial nomenclature is the Pedius minimus, which that's a scientific term that you may not be aware of. Folks, we're here to set a new journalistic standard. Me specifically. I've got the unbiased journalistic integrity going on, and I'm here to raise the standard. I'm here to set the standard here.
And as you said, you specifically.
Me specifically. That's what
fine.
the M in MSP stands for. Me Street Podcast.
Man. And you wonder why people don't like you. Anyways, so let's move on. But I'm telling you, as soon as those extras or the supporting cast of the Pedi Party came out on stage and everybody realized that they were setting it up, the crowd, like you said, was buzzing. Everybody got on their feet, and they just, the anticipation was going crazy in there. And even for us, sitting on commentary, we were just like, oh, this is it. I can't wait.
Well, I don't know if you've seen any like in-venue camera shots when on WWE, on Raw or SmackDown, when the Firefly, Bray Wyatt's new thing, the Firefly Funhouse is being played. 10,000 people are on their feet staring at the Titantron.
Right.
It had that same effect here at the Action Building. As everyone was staring at the Pedi Party happening as the supporting cast was coming out there. Let's talk about just overall, was it a success?
I would say yes. Right off the bat, just yes. Because of the pop that it got, because of the, like you said, all eyes were up there. And I thought the people involved, Ashton did a great job on the mic, hosting it. And we're going to talk about his guest here in a second, Logan Chase. He's great on the mic. This was the first time the SHW crowd really got to see him on a mic and performing in front of the crowd. So,
which he has a golden tongue, no doubt. But I will say, from a technical standpoint, they did such a great job promoting this because you had a teaser trailer a few weeks before.
Yeah.
And so we talked about it on the Mean Street podcast, we talked about it on the pre-show. Everyone was looking forward to this moment because it was an individual segment that was promoted on its own. On its own,
and not only that, but it was a performer who was already over like Rover in SHW. One of the top stars, one of the ones that whether you're only like heels, whether you're only like baby faces, I feel like everybody likes Ashton Starr.
That's right, and there's nobody else who could have done it like Ashton Starr.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's tons of talented people in the SHW locker room, but I mean, can you imagine Joe Black doing it?
Absolutely not. Well, that's the thing, that particular
well,
flavor.
Think about that. He would come out with a katana and he'd be trying to teach you like Sun Tzu's The Art of War or something like that.
And that's not a slight to Joe Black at all.
He's that level
and if you took it that way, then that was...
He has that level of education that he would want to instruct us on the art of combat.
Right.
And then, I mean, AC Mack, if he were out there, he would just be yelling at people the whole time.
Hush!
And if David Ali was out there, he'd probably end up dismantling the commentary table.
David
For some reason, David Ali hates the commentary table. I don't know why. Probably you.
Yeah.
And of course, if Sunny Days were to do a segment like this,
he would just laugh maniacally.
He would just laugh the whole time.
Yeah.
So Ashton Starr, it had
to
be Ashton. If there was going to be a fun segment like this, it had to be Ashton. That sounds like a good tagline for a shirt. Had to be Ashton. I like that. You can have that, Ashton, because it had to be you, man.
And let's talk about the supporting cast. We mentioned them a second ago. Susie, the party planner,
PP,
aka PP for short.
Well, Susie got over on the promotional video.
She took the spit take.
Man,
face.
God love her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I would not want to do that. So that was very, but it was just awesome to see them able to get those characters over. I mean, that's
and
amazing.
Not even really trying.
That's the
it's just so natural. That's the best kind, is when it just so organically happens, and that's what happened with both Party Planner and Susie.
Well, that's the independent pro wrestling crowd for you, and the SHW crowd is always hot. It's always ready to go, and that's the kind of fun that you can have when you come out to shows like this. Is it's just absurdity and chaos and hilarity, and also nonstop action. No kidding there. So we had Susie and PP. They're completely over. I hope we see the Pedi Party live again and again. I would love to see that as a recurring segment.
And I think we will. We've got to, right? I mean, like I said, it was so over on the first try.
Well, especially the way it ended. Of course, his first guest was Logan Chase, which he is a manager extraordinaire. We saw him at the Rumble Jack sizing up the entire SHW locker room. He didn't see anybody that he liked to manage to bring into SHW, but instead he came out with who?
Sean Dean, who he's now calling the franchise player, formerly known as the Captain Sean Dean. We had seen him previously in SHW at some past shows a few times, and he was a solid worker. I mean, I honestly can't recall his win-loss record off the top of my head, but I'm not sure that it was that outstanding.
Yeah.
But now that he's come in and he's brought him back as now the franchise player, I mean, he made an impact right off the bat.
Well, yeah.
Interrupting the Pedi Party.
Well, let's just talk about how it went down. I mean, number one, he came out all black gear, which looked freaking daunting. I mean, it was reminiscent of the Acolytes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Farouk coming out there, Ron Simmons coming out there just as this unstoppable force. And I got to tell you, compared to the last time we saw Sean Dean, this dude is ripped. He's jacked. He's ready to go. And so I think that Logan Chase chose correctly for who he's going to manage. And I think he is the franchise player. I think that he is a future championship contender.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen after War Games at Still Here? What's going to happen when
the whole landscape might change.
When the smoke settles?
Yeah.
who's going to be eyeballing that glorious white SHW title?
So, I mean, you had what would you call that? Was it a glitter bomb that went off in the face of Logan Chase?
It was a Pedi bomb.
A Pedi bomb. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Pedi Party, the Prince of Pedi, Ash and Star. So the Pedi bomb, which was full of glitter,
Right.
went everywhere. And after that happened, of course, is when Sean Dean made his return and shocked everybody, took out Ashton right there in front of us on the stage. And because of that, it's already set up a match for, like you said, for Still Here next month.
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks, actually, from here. And Still Here, the one-year anniversary show of SHW. And, man, it was phenomenal. And like I said, that was our number 3 moment out of the top 3. And we've got 2 more to go. And next week, we are going to catch you up on the number 2 moment. So join us right back here. It's the MSP Reviews, and we're reviewing SHW Road to Greatness. We'll see you next week, folks.
All right. Makeup.